शिव जय जय गौरा चांदे आरती कशो शिव जय जय गौरा चांदे आरती कशो बाहु कोटि चंद्रादीनि वदन उज्ज्वल बाहु कोटि चंद्रादीनि वदन उज्ज्वल Hare
जय ओम विष्णु पाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य श्रोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद एसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णु पाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य श्रोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य बीबीटी फाउंडर आचार्य जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की रामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन मथुरा गोवर्धन धाम की मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगामाई यमुनामाई की भक्ति देवी तुलसी देवी की समवेद गौर भक्त वृंद की ब्रह्म मत गौड़ी वैष्णव गुरु शिष्य संप्रदाय की ISKCON Ottawa Sunday Feast program की Transcendental Book Distribution की जय गौर प्रेमानंद। All glories to the Assembly Lord. All glories to the Assembly Lord. All glories to the Assembly Lord. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Shri Prabhupada.
प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। जगत गुरु श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल।
Hare Krishna. Welcome everybody. Hare Krishna. My name is Krshna Dulal and I'd like to welcome you all to our Sunday Feast program, the residence of our beloved Shri Shri Gaura ki Jai. So welcome to all of you. Is anybody here coming for the first time? Welcome. Wow, thank you. Would any of you care to share how you came to know about our gathering today? Did somebody invite you, or did you look it up online, or? From Meetup?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Meetup. I'm just traveling from Montreal and I'm passing by before I go back.
Awesome, great, wonderful. And yourself? You're here for the first time too?
Yes, I got to know from internet.
From the internet. Okay, awesome. Okay, let's give our first time comers a round of applause. So we just finished, as you've walked in, you probably see kind of a somewhat foreign concept, or for some of you it may be somewhat familiar. If you're coming from the Asian continent, somewhere there's temples and places that are similar like this, where people come and get together and they play instruments and chant the names of the Lord. And so this is something that we are, as International Society for Krishna Consciousness, this is something that we're known for doing, is chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. So that was the bigger, longer part of the chanting and the singing was actually chanting Hare Krishna. You can do it together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And so we are taught that when we chant the names of the Lord, we're getting a direct connection, a direct line with the Supreme when we do that. And it becomes actually very satisfying to the soul to be able to do that. It's not really a dogma, but it's an experiment. Most of you, there are some of you who have come here today, for this weekend, that it's not their first time. It's like their second time, or third time, or 150th time. And so there's something about it that keeps them coming. And there's a lot of really beautiful elements of this culture, of this movement, that have been brought here to Ottawa, to the West, to many different cities and countries throughout the world by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, sitting our teacher over there. And so one of those prongs was the chanting and worshipping. We have an elaborate worship activities that we do here. We can see that the deities, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda on my left is none other than Krishna, Lord Krishna, and Balaram. And you can see that the devotees spent a lot of time to dress them in nice clothing, stitch their clothing by hand, try to mend different jewelries, pieces of ornaments that are there, flower arrangements, the garlands, the preparations, food preparations that we're hoping to all share in afterwards. And now we have, as custom is, we have a little discussion from the Bhagavad Gita. And before we do that, we're going to chant this prayer, Jaya Radha Madhava. You can chant with us responsibly. And after the discussion, a little short presentation, we'll take some reflections or questions or realizations if anyone would like to share that with us. And we'll do a little more kirtan, and then we'll conclude the program with a feast. So we have vegetarian offerings that have been made for the pleasure of the lordships, and it has become prasadam, it's become sanctified by the Lord, and then we come and we can relish in that together afterwards. Okay. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vira
Rama
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 So we're reading from the Bhagavad Gita. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Oh, might I ask, we can move a little bit forward and don't bite. I'm vegetarian. And I don't think I have COVID either. So, okay. Okay, so we're reading chapter 2 from the Bhagavad Gita, text 56, 256. The chapter is entitled Contents of the Gita Summarized. Dukesh anudvigna manaha Sukeshu vigatas priyaha vitaragha bhaya krodha stithadhir munir uchate. And we could attempt to do the word for word together here. So dukeshu, in the threefold miseries, anudvigna manaha, without being agitated in mind, sukeshu, in happiness, vigatas priha, without being interested, vita, free from, raga, attachment, bhaya, fear, krodha, and anger, stithadhi, whose mind is steady, muni, a sage, uchate, is called. Translation: one who is not disturbed in mind even amidst the threefold miseries, or elated when there is happiness, and who is free from attachment, fear, and anger, is called a sage of steady mind. Let's do this together also. So repeating after me. One who is not disturbed, in mind, even amidst the threefold miseries, or elated, when there is happiness, and who is free from attachment, fear and anger, is called a sage of steady mind. Thank you. So purport. The word muni means one who can agitate his mind in various ways for mental speculation, without coming to a factual conclusion. It is said that every muni has a different angle of vision, and unless a muni differs from other munis, he cannot be called a muni in the strict sense of the term. Nasa Rishir Yasya Matam Na Bhinam, Mahabharata Vanaparva 313.117. But Astita Dhir Muni, as mentioned herein by the Lord, is different from an ordinary muni. The Stita Dhir Muni is always in Krishna consciousness, for he has exhausted all his business of creative speculation. He is called Prasanta Nishesha Mano Ratantara, from the Stotra Ratna 43. Or one who has surpassed the stage of mental speculations and has come to the conclusion that Lord Sri Krishna or Vasudeva is everything. Vasudeva Sarvam Iti Samahatma Stuturlava. He is called a muni fixed in mind. Such a fully Krishna conscious person is not at all disturbed by the onslaughts of the threefold miseries, for he accepts all miseries as the mercy of the Lord, thinking himself only worthy of more trouble due to his past misdeeds. And he sees that his miseries, by the grace of the Lord, are minimized to the lowest. Similarly, when he is happy, he gives credit to the Lord, thinking himself unworthy of the happiness. He realizes that it is due only to the Lord's grace that he is in such a comfortable condition and able to render better service to the Lord. Now for the service of the Lord, he is always daring and active, and is not influenced by attachment or aversion. Attachment means accepting things for one's own sense gratification, and detachment is the absence of such sensual attachment. But one fixed in Krishna consciousness has neither attachment nor detachment, because his life is dedicated in the service of the Lord. Consequently, he is not at all angry even when his attempts are unsuccessful. Success or no success, a Krishna conscious person is always steady in his determination. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chaksham Tamayati Smashidana Mukam Karati Vaksam Pungamana Shiguram Dinatana Nama Om Vishnu Daya Krishna Vishnu Shrimati Nirajana Swami Tinamini Anahata Priyasana Bhutavasi Tuste Sankirtan Priti Aarti Yate Shigurave Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Tinamini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaura Pachayane Yadvishesha Sunyavadi Pashtya Satayane Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So the credits for choosing this verse today go to Bhakta Nikita, who is not here today, but he's a sage and steady mind. He suggested that we should practice this verse. So we read it just the other day. And it's very nice. It's a really nice verse. Prabhupada gives a wonderful purport here. Is everybody familiar? Has anybody not heard of this book? Raise your hand if you haven't heard of the Bhagavad Gita. Everybody's heard about the Bhagavad Gita, yeah? That's amazing. So this book, Bhagavad Gita, it's translated as Song of God. This is kind of like an instruction manual to teach you or help one how to live their life properly with a proper purpose and how to conduct oneself in such a way that you can get it right. Right? Instruction manuals are important. I can attest to that. Just the other day, I was trying to put together a volleyball net with my friends and for the kids. They were going to play. Well, for the kids. For me, I wanted to play volleyball too. And I know it was one of those Canadian Tire kits. It came with an instruction manual. I'm like, this thing's like $30. It doesn't need an instruction manual. So I threw the instruction manual in the case. I said, I'm going to put it together. I'm trying to put it, in the sand, and it's kind of breaking. And I'm like, Krshna Prabhu, can you check this out? Help me out. And he's trying on the other hand. We're trying to put it in, and it's bending. And then Krshna Prabhu says, is there an instruction manual for this? I said, yeah, but we don't need it. It's in the bag. And then he started looking at it, and he says, oh, okay, there's some lines that needed to be clipped on the other side, and there were some other clips. And so we kind of were able to figure out how to make it stand up, and it was working okay. But for somebody of such low intelligence as myself, I don't think I would have been able to make it without that instruction manual. So luckily that was there, and there's so many instructional manuals that are out there for so many things. A lot of the time people look to YouTube nowadays to solve problems. If something's not working, you have a problem with your car, or you're trying to fix your floor, or something's wrong with your furnace, or just anything. I'm sure. Has anybody here ever used YouTube? Can you raise your hand if you've ever heard of YouTube before? Yeah. It's like the up-and-coming guru. It's lots of followers. You can see when you go up, somebody makes a home instructional video. After he makes the video, she makes the video. If you like the video, please subscribe. Come join my clan. And then you can see, wow, this person has 57,000 subscribers or 100,000 subscribers. And regularly, this person is putting out knowledge to help you set up your volleyball net or whatever it is. So if you really need to find out the science of volleyball and nets, you go to this person. This is excellent. And so similarly, if one really wants to know what the goal of life is and what the purpose of life is and how to be happy, then it's recommended that we go to this book, this Bhagavad Gita. This is the instruction manual. And it talks about, this book in particular, talks about 5 subject matters. So one, does anybody know what some of the subjects are? There's 5 of them. One is about the jiva, right, which is the soul, the nature of the soul. And what are some of the other subjects? You can raise your hand. Anybody? Oh, Ishvara, so the Supreme Lord talks about the jiva, the soul, Ishvara. Okay, let's just yell it out. Three more topics. Karma, yeah, activities, karma, yeah, what else is there? Time, kala, yeah. Prakriti, yes, material nature, right, so those are the different things. And here, Krishna is speaking with his disciple, his student, Arjuna, and they're having a conversation. on the battlefield because Arjuna is in a little bit of peril. He doesn't know what to do. He's in anxiety. His problem is quite more serious than a volleyball net tipping over. He's in the midst of a fratricidal war, and he's a warrior, and he's just looking at this task ahead of him, and it's really daunting. Of the things that he has to do, he doesn't know if he can do it, and so he really turns to Krishna, and he says, I really see that if I'm going to be able to make it here, I need your instruction. I'd like to become your student. Please instruct me. Give me instruction. And so Krishna starts doing so. He starts telling him, did you know? He gives him knowledge. And here Prabhupada is talking about what a muni is. And in the first line he says, the word muni means one who can agitate his mind in various ways for mental speculation without coming to a factual conclusion. So we're kind of like munis sometimes. Right? We think in our head, oh, it'd be cool. We were talking with the kids yesterday. We're building our Minecraft, our little, it's a computer game, and you can build your swimming pool in there. You have your trees, and you build it, and it's like, I've created this. I've done this in my mind. And you're thinking, well, we're gonna play. I'm gonna invite my friends over, and we're gonna have a great old time. And so these are different exercises that people do with their minds. They imagine themselves somewhere, and then they start working to try to realize the desires of their minds somehow. But Prabhupada says here, but a stita dear muni, as mentioned herein by the Lord, is different from an ordinary muni. The stita dear muni is always in Krishna consciousness, for he has exhausted all his business of creative speculation. He is called Prasanta Nishesha Manaratantara, or one who has surpassed the stage of mental speculation and has come to the conclusion that Lord Sri Krishna or Vasudeva is everything. So this is a serious student of the Bhagavad Gita, somebody who has come to the stage of realizing that actually I would like to engage my mind's energies, my thoughts, in only doing activities for Krishna. Because, as Prabhupada says here, this person has already exhausted dabbling in the material energies in the material world. He's felt that, well, it's almost like chewing the chewed. I've already tasted this. I know where it goes. And Prabhupada says, he's called the Muni, fixed in mind. Such a fully Krishna conscious person is not at all disturbed by the onslaughts of the threefold miseries. For he accepts all miseries as the mercy of the Lord, thinking himself only worthy of more trouble due to his past misdeeds. And he sees that his miseries, by the grace of the Lord, are minimized to the lowest. So here in the translation, again, Krishna is saying, one who is not disturbed in mind even amidst the threefold miseries, or elated when there is happiness, and who is free from attachment, fear, and anger, is called a sage of steady mind. So, what are some miseries? It's talking here about one who is not disturbed in mind even amidst threefold miseries, or elated when there is happiness, and who is free from attachment, fear, and anger. Has anybody ever experienced any miseries? Can you give me some examples? Some miseries? What's a misery?
Stress at work.
Oh, that's a misery, yeah. Stress at work, yeah. What else could there be?
Tooth pain.
Really? Bed bugs? I think Mataji Prabhu maybe has some experience with bed bugs. What are some other miseries?
Pain.
Pain, like bodily pain, physical pain. Yeah.
War.
Pardon me?
War.
War, yeah. Winter, yeah, winter is a pain. Natural disasters, they come, there's a lot of them. They say it's due to global warming. More extreme weather events, as they call it. What are some other miseries? Maybe more subtle.
Losing someone near and dear ones.
Yeah, deep relationship miseries, losing somebody that's near and dear, really attached to them, they're gone. People have a really hard time coping. Any others? Is that it?
Illness, chronic illness.
Chronic illness, yeah. Maybe somebody who's immunocompromised, constantly has chronic illnesses. Yeah, mental illness, that's a really big thing now in this day and age. People struggle with that. Depression, that's a misery, anxiety. And it can render somebody almost completely incapacitated when you have mental miseries, when you're suffering from depression. It's hard to go out, hard to go anywhere, you don't want to see anybody. So Krishna here is saying, one who is not disturbed in mind, amidst even though these miseries happen, they're happening constantly, and is free from attachment. If something nice happens to them, they're okay, they accept it. If something negative happens to them, some suffering is incurred onto them, they're okay. They view it as Krishna's mercy, Krishna's arrangement somehow. And here again, Prabhupada says similarly, when he is happy, so this Muni, he gives credit to the Lord, thinking himself unworthy of happiness. He realizes that it is due only to the Lord's grace that he is in such a comfortable condition and able to render better service to the Lord. And for the service of the Lord, he is always daring. What does that mean? For the service of the Lord, he is always daring and active. What is somebody that's daring?
Looking for it.
Looking for it?
Doesn't have fear.
Doesn't have fear?
Take a chance.
Take a bit of a chance. We talked with the kids about, do you remember, there's this game that's popular amongst children. Maybe some of you remember, it's called Truth or Dare.
Yeah.
And you get to choose. When your turn comes, you sit in a circle and you get to choose. Am I going to choose a truth? Do I really have to honestly answer some uncomfortable question that somebody's going to ask me? And Virgil, my wife, was saying, what's an example of a truth, uncomfortable truth? Who do you like? or a dare. Right? I dare you to. What's a dare? Run around the block without any clothes on or something like that. That's a pretty big dare. You know, not too many people would be too comfortable to do that because it's me. What are people going to think about me if I take such a dare? And really, what are you going to gain from doing such a dare? But here, Prabhupada is saying, and for the service of the Lord, he is always daring. So he will take a risk, will take a dare, no matter what. And he's always active, and is not influenced by attachment or aversion. Attachment means accepting things for one's own sense gratification. That's an interesting definition. So being attached, I was listening to an excerpt my Guru Maharaj was speaking this morning about the Dati Patigranati. So it's the loving exchanges amongst devotees. There's 6 loving exchanges. And it's cultivating friendships. And it's a gradation of relationships that are a little superficial, and they become deeper and deeper. And kind of on the superficial level, these relationships are, well, you're my friend because you do something for me, because I get some kind of a benefit. There's a bit of a mercantile exchange, and this makes me feel good, therefore you're my friend. And as you go further into the depth of relationships, specifically with Vaishnavas, these relationships that are deeper, there's no expectation of anything in return. And so I do this, I get a great satisfaction from doing a service. Like Guru Maharaj was saying. Very often we get into this mindset of, I've done so much for you, what have you done for me? What do I get out of this exchange? Maharaj was saying, oh, we hear this so many times, somebody has always said something like this. So, here, it says, attachment means accepting things for one's own sense gratification. And detachment is the absence of such sensual attachment. So one has no need for such sensual attachment. But one is fixed in Krishna consciousness. has neither attachment nor detachment because his life is dedicated in the service of the Lord. Consequently, he is not at all angry, even when his attempts are unsuccessful. Success or no success, a Krishna conscious person is always steady in his determination. This is a little excerpt from the Manual for Life from the Bhagavad Gita, how to deal with the onslaughts of material miseries, happiness and distress, and how to become, what's the word? It was a Sthita Dhir Muni, not just any Muni, but a Sthita Dhir Muni. So I'll pause here and see if there are some reflections. Really would like to hear from you. Some thoughts, maybe questions, maybe generally about the Bhagavad Gita or about Munis.
There's a question over there.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes.
How to be involved yet be attached, detached? Because if I say attachment, then if I say detachment, then I say like, oh, I don't care, I'm so detached. But we don't want the other person to feel like isolated. Just be involved in it, but just stay aloof from it. What is the mood of?
Yes, I think I understand your question. So you're saying, I think the difference is that detachment doesn't mean that you necessarily have to be complacent or what's the word I'm looking for? Ignoring or non-different. But it means that you're detached in the sense that you're not affected so much by some exchange. You may have a brash exchange with somebody, and they said something. Bhakti Prabhu Maharaj was talking about this a few weeks ago. I don't know if you remember. He said, before, when I started practicing Krishna consciousness, 35 years ago, as soon as somebody would say something to me, I'd get just so riled up and angry. But now, 35 years later, I still get really angry and riled up. But he says, but only for 5 seconds. So that's a big change. So we take it internally, really. We take these exchanges that we have internally, and we still, it doesn't mean that we're, again, Maharaj was talking about the different relationships, and people tend to think that, oh, if you shouldn't associate with worldly-minded people, that means that I can't be in the same room with them. Because if I'm in the same room, I'm going to become affected. But Maharaj was saying that, no, that's not what this association means is when there is a loving exchange that's happening. Transmission of knowledge. What are the 6 loving exchanges? Giving gifts, accepting gifts, giving prasadam, accepting prasadam, inquiring, submissively revealing one's mind. These exchanges are happening amongst devotees. And yes, we can be nice, we can be kind, we can be neighborly, but our energy and our intent and our focus is put towards having Krishna conscious relationships. Because this is what it means to have full knowledge, to have factual knowledge. And Bhagavad Gita is presenting factual knowledge. And the factual knowledge that is being presented here is, who am I? Who is the Lord? What is my relationship with the Lord? And what am I supposed to do acting based on this relationship? So this is factual knowledge. Everything else, it's knowledge, yes, you're learning it, but it doesn't really advance you in the graces of the Lord, or give you happiness, or fulfill a purpose of one's life. Thank you, good question. Any other questions, corrections?
I have a comment.
Yes.
So, as I understand, in this verse we have kind of a call for us to become such munis, right? Such sages. And just thinking out loud that it's pretty high level to be still determined in devotional service, no matter what happens, happiness, distress, just pretty high level.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And it's definitely easier said than done, because, yeah, we were talking Bhagavad Gita. I remember even growing up, I would go, sometimes, in our devotees, we would read Bhagavad Gita, and I would come home, and then I would behave not in a very nice way towards my family members. And they would say something like, "Some devotee you are." And then it would be just like, right in a mirror in my face. And I'm thinking, you got me. You definitely got me. Easier said than done. So, but again, if we keep the iron in the fire, we become purified. And when we were going with the kids, we had this experience that the kids were putting iron in the fire. They had like vegan marshmallows, and they were roasting the marshmallows. And they tried to figure out, how do we clean them after they're done? And I said, just keep them in the fire. And I was observing Kavi was keeping it in the fire, and it became really hot, and all the impurities came out, and it was perfectly clean. That was it. So if we stay long enough in the fire, in the association of devotees, it's possible. Okay, thank you so much. So we'll continue. We'll have a little bit of kirtan, and we'll conclude with prasadam afterwards. Bhagavad Gita ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Shri Gaura ki.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Rama
Vishnupad Paramahamsa Paridvikacharya Stula Sasa Shishmat Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Jaya. Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Paridvikacharya Stula Sasa Shishmat Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Ki Jaya. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Namacharya Shil Haridas Thakur Ki Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Vrindavan Dham Ki Mathura Dham Ki Navadvip Dham Ki Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Mayapur Dham Ki Ganga Maya Madhavai Ki Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi Ki Sankirtan Yagya Ki Samaveta Bhakti Vrinda Ki Gaura Premananda. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gaura. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Thank you all so much for the enthusiastic participation, for coming. And you said that yesterday was also MSF, Monthly Sankirtan Festival. And a few enthusiastic devotees went out to do some distributing of special literatures such as this Bhagavad Gita, handing out of instructional manuals to living entities. And how did it go? Is there anybody who went here? Raise your hand if you went out and joined the gang yesterday. Yeah. Any feedback? Was it nice? Was it hot? It was hot. It was pretty hot. It was pleasant. It was hot. It was pleasant.
It was fun. It was really fun.
That's great. Yeah, that's great. Did some books go out? Is there some numbers of books that went out yesterday?
6 to 7.
6 to 7 books? 67?
6 to 7.
60, okay, 67. That's great.
In the evening also we went in Madhava, so we distributed around maybe 7, 8 books.
Okay, 7, 8 boxes or books? Books. Wow. That's amazing. So there's two crews, I think. There's MSF crew, and then there's a few devotees that uprest. That's really wonderful. Let's give a round of applause to our doctors. Thank you. And here's a little poster. So, temple program with His Grace Chaitanya Charan Prabhu. Coming up, Wednesday, May 31st, 2023, 6:30 p.m. So this will be here, this coming Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. It's a wonderful Bhakti Yoga practitioner. He's been to Ottawa a few times. And he has some wonderful stories also to share with us. So if you happen to be free in the neighborhood, come and join us on Wednesday evening. Any other announcements? Vaishnava Sangha Festival. There's a poster on the wall. You can register if you haven't registered yet. The spaces are filling up. Last I heard, we had, I think, maybe about 140, 150 registrants. And spaces are filling up. We might have to close the on-site accommodation soon. So if you haven't had a chance yet, it's getting warm. It's nice to go for a retreat. And it's a nice association. It's August 16th to the 20th. And also, there's another event that's coming up. It's going to be Canada Day, which is before that, July 1st. So also mark that on your calendars. We'll be going up having Kirtan right by Parliament Hill, actually next to the National Arts Centre. So if you're free, you can come and join us for that. Hare Krishna. Curtains will remain open for a few minutes. If you'd like to say some prayers to the Lordship, come a little bit closer, feel free to do so. And then Prashad will be served.